Hey everybody, Mike here. So a couple months ago, I was looking around for different ways I could improve my quality of sleep. And I came across these grounding mats and grounding sheets. So I want to take a couple seconds to go over why I chose the grounding mat instead of a grounding sheet. And then kind of show you some ways you can test to see if this thing's working for you. For the first few weeks, I really struggled as to whether this thing was actually doing anything or not. Here's what you're going to get in your kit if you buy this. First off, you've got two options. You got the grounding mat here, or you can actually get a sheet itself. We opted to go with the grounding mat because we could put this underneath the sheets that my wife likes to sleep with anyways, and she wasn't willing to give up her fitted sheet that she has that she loves so much. And she didn't like that there wasn't a variation in colors on the fitted sheets that you could pick. I have seen mixed reviews on those sheets as well as to how long they actually worked for, how many washes they're good for. So that kind of steered us in this direction. What's nice about this grounding mat is it simply just goes across the top of your mattress like you see here. And then in every corner, you've got these straps here that you just basically lay underneath the mattress, and it holds it all pretty flush. Now this does a really good job when you have it in the configuration like this, but we do have an adjustable mattress. So we're able to actually lift our head and our feet with the remote on our bed. The one downfall to this grounding mat is when you've got this bed in an upright configuration, those straps don't do a very good job of holding on the mattress anymore. So just keep that in mind. If you're one that at least likes to sleep with your bed up and down and you're constantly adjusting your mattress, you may have to adjust your straps from time to time as well. Now when you get this kit, after you've selected which size mattress you've got, in our case we have a queen. You can get these in twin, full, queen, and I believe king. I think they might even go to California king now. Don't quote me on that though. You're going to get the appropriate size mat that you order in your kit, but you're also going to get one of these little plugs, and this basically goes in your outlet. The top two prongs here are plastic. The only one you're really worried about is that grounding prong, which I'll show you here in a second. The other thing you're going to get is this little outlet tester. It's important to have this outlet tester, whether you use the one that comes in the kit or one that you already have on your own, because you need to make sure that the outlet you're hooking up to has a good ground going to that outlet to your electrical box. That way it can actually ground you to the earth outside. And that little outlet tester is going to show you that by following the little diagram on the front here as to what your outlet looks like. You want to find the one that shows correct and make sure those lights light up appropriately. If not, you may need to search out for an electrician. Next thing you're going to get is this little cord like you see here. This thing is plenty long, and this will plug into your little outlet I showed you a second ago on the front here. It's actually got dual outlets. You could actually hook up to two different devices on this. And then the other end here has a clip that you clip to your mattress. This mattress cover could be put either direction depending on where your outlets in your room are and where you want your cord oriented. For us, in our case, we put the port up top underneath where our heads go because it's the outlet's right next to that. We didn't see the need of running the cord all the way underneath the bed. Hopefully you got a couple more minutes here. I wanted to show you what this looked like once you get this hooked up and what you're watching for. Now, as I mentioned a second ago, your outlet checker is what you're going to put in your wall right here like you see. And then those are the appropriate lights that you're looking for that you want to light up. As long as you see both those lights on the right hand side light up, you know you've got a correctly wired and grounded outlet. So then you can move on to plugging in your outlet that came with your kit, like so, and now your bed is grounded. And the port that I told you wanted to plug into is right here where this little button is on the bed, and that thing just snaps right in place like so. Now here's where you can tell if you're grounded or not. If you've got a multimeter like this, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, just a good working, accurate multimeter is all you're after. You're going to want to put it on voltage AC like that. You could take your black prong and hook it up to the second outlet of your little plug that came with your kit. Now, as soon as I put my fingers on the red prong of this thing, you can see where the voltage instantly jumps up over 1 volt. My body current right now is over 1 volt. Now, when I first got this mattress cover and started playing around with these readings based on what I found online, I was actually getting readings over 3 volts by doing this test. Now, what you're going to notice here is when I stick my hand on the mattress, I'm going to drop from 1 volt. Now I'm sitting under 200 millivolts. My understanding based on the research that I've done on this is you want to be anywhere under 0.5 volts when you are grounded to your mat, which is considered good. The closer to 0, the better. I've never been able to actually get this thing all the way to 0, but we're talking 200 millivolts here, not 200 volts. So that's a very small number in terms of voltage on what you're seeing on this scale. A lot of this comes down to, my meter is a lot more accurate than some of the cheaper meters that are on the market. So your meter may actually read 0 when you put your hand on this. But as soon as I take my hand back off the mattress, you can see I shoot back up to that 1 volt range. That's how you know your grounding mat or your grounding sheet is working correctly. Now, as far as my testimonial goes for over the last 2 months of me sleeping on this grounding mat, I wish I could sit here and tell you this thing was night and day difference. It gave me everything that it was advertised. But my honest opinion on this is it didn't work the way I was hoping right out of the gate from day one. Now, what I will say though, after giving this thing 30 days and giving it a shot, I did start to notice incremental improvements in how well I slept and how deep I could get to sleep, as well as some of the parameters that my watch monitors while I'm sleeping started to improve as well. Like I said, I'm 60 days in on sleeping on this thing. And I do feel like I'm making incremental improvements, which just goes to show you that everybody's body reacts differently to products like this and what you might expect to get out of it. I came into this grounding sheet somewhat skeptical and not sure it was going to work for me because I've tried so many other things in the past and had very few or no results. I do feel like this is worth the money and trying to see if this is going to be the correct fit for you or not. I would absolutely buy this mattress cover again just because I have seen results, and I hope that these results continue to get better the longer I sleep on it. The one thing you'll want to keep in mind on this as well when you're sleeping on this mattress cover is you're able to put a fitted sheet over the top of it, but if you're one that sleeps in a lot of clothing at night, you're going to want to try to minimize the amount of clothing that acts as a barrier between this grounding mat and your skin. The website for earthing recommends that you only have one layer between the grounding mat and your skin, which would basically be the fitted sheet. Now, with that being said, you don't need to have 100% of your body touching this grounding mat for it to work. Even just from like your knees down, your feet, your hands, your head, just a combination of certain body parts are able to touch this grounding sheet, you're still going to get some of the benefits from this grounding mat when you lay on it and sleep at night. I know this review went a little bit longer, so if you made it this far, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. Hopefully I was able to describe this mattress cover in enough detail that you're able to make a decision on your own whether this product's right for you or not. I know I've been enjoying the benefits from this over time, and I look forward to further getting more and more benefit as I continue to sleep on this mattress cover. That's all I've got for you today, guys. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. We'll catch you guys on the next one.